Police Department speaking since yesterday's update that the two deadly shooting investigations are now believed to be connected.
I still have a lot of questions here. Let's get out to Fox 61's Lauren Zenzi. She's live. It looks like now inside the police department, Lauren? Where are you?
Yes, we are definitely not outside anymore. They don't bring these chairs outside. We are actually in Chief Thody's office right now. I'm joined by the Hartford Police Chief right now. Good morning.
Good morning.
You were at the vigil last night. Keith McGilvery is on the scene of that right now. He was discussing the mayor and the people that showed up were very, very emotional. What could you tell us about the scene?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I've been to a lot of those vigils, but the one last night was very well attended. We had a lot of community members out there, a lot of community leaders out there, a lot of mothers. Mothers United Against Violence is an exceptional support network when tragedies like this happen, especially for family members. They do not just deal with mothers, they deal with fathers as well. But it was a powerful vigil. I think that there was a lot of emotion. There was a call to action to help us bring closure to the family. And I think overall it was all circumstances considered, it was a great event, and it was a good supportive structure for the family.
Now, we've been discussing that the Accord that pulled up next to this family's car was a stolen vehicle. What could you tell us about the vehicle, and was there anything found in the vehicle?
So the vehicle was processed by our crime scene division yesterday. We did gather physical evidence out of the vehicle that will be processed by the forensic lab. DNA swabs and what we usually collect. No firearms or anything like that were recovered in the vehicle, but we did gather evidence that we expect is going to be very helpful in this case.
Now, any new updates as to finding a suspect or anything like that at this time?
As I've said, now we're going on to day 3 here. The detectives and our law enforcement partners and our community partners and everyone involved in this have done a tremendous job of bringing just truckloads of information to the case here. We have a lot of very promising, very strong leads. We're not ready to announce a suspect yet, but the case is moving quickly and in the right direction for sure.
And how substantial or important has video footage been? I know the convenience store, the city footage, but also personal footage as well.
Well, as we've seen in past cases, going back, I think probably it came to the forefront in the Doulos case. We have a very good network of cameras here in the city and they feed into a real-time crime center, and they do an amazing job there of monitoring that footage. They can go backwards, which is helpful in crimes that occur, but we also monitor to try to prevent crime that may happen. When we see people congregating in a certain area that may be wearing certain clothes, we can direct our resources in an intelligent way. But in this particular case, video was huge, and not just our video. We had private video that came forward in areas of the city that we didn't have cameras that have been crucial, I would say, in getting us to where we are in this case.
And you have said, as of yesterday, that the two cases of the 3-year-old and the 16-year-old you believe to be connected, and I want to make it clear that it is very well, you guys really do think that the 3-year-old was not the intended victim of this?
Yes, I'm confident that the 3-year-old was not the intended victim, again, through the video, that we're hoping to be able to release at some point. But through that video, it's clear that the 3-year-old was not the intended target.
Now, we have discussed, I know Tony Terzi was talking to you, that the individual that was in the passenger seat that then got out of the car has since spoken with police. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And what can you tell us about the significance of, if people see something, they do say something? I know that a lot of community leaders have urged the community to come out and really say something if you know something.
Yeah, I mean, we know that there's a bit of a code, out there, and some people consider talking to the police snitching. But I think what was really driven home last night by community leaders and religious leaders was that you don't have to, if you have information that's helpful in this case that can bring someone to justice that committed such a heinous act, you don't have to come to us. Mm-hmm. There's religious leaders, pastors, there's Compass Peace Builders. We have a lot of nonprofits in the city. Mothers United Against Violence, the folks that actually put that vigil on. We have a tips line that's completely anonymous. There's a lot of ways to get us that information, and in this particular case, I think that's crucial. I think it's always crucial, but I'm a little bit biased. I mean, the more help that we can get from the community to make the community safer, the more effective that we will all be. So it is imperative that people come forward. After the vigil last night, we did gain more information and more cooperation from that vigil, and that's what I think Reverend Brown and Ms. Davis and Ms. Beckman, I think that's what their goal is to try to make sure that the cycle doesn't continue, break the cycle of violence, no retaliation, let the police do their job, come help the police. And I think that message was very clear last night from everyone. And it was effective. I think we did garner some additional information last night, and we hope that more people will come forward. We know on a Saturday afternoon that's pushing 70 degrees at 2 o'clock, just after 2 o'clock, a lot of people were out there that saw what happened, and we hope that more people step forward. We encourage that.
Now, we've discussed time and time again, the fall and the spring, the nicer weather, crime does go up, but also you were mentioning to me right before this, stolen vehicles is a huge issue when it comes to violent crime.
Yeah, I think more than we've seen in the past. Our last homicide a couple weeks back, there was 3 or 4 stolen vehicles involved in that homicide. Countless shootings, shots fired incidents that don't necessarily make the news. But, these incidents where we find that shots are being fired either in the air or at another vehicle, 99% of the time, those are stolen cars. Those are cars that are stolen out of the suburbs with fobs in them. They're stolen by very young people, some that have been caught and arrested, 2, 3, 4, as many as 5 times, and have been back out to be able to do it again. It is a huge problem, and the nexus between those stolen cars and violence is clear.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Chief Thody, I really thank you so much for taking the time. I know you have a lot of work to do, and all the investigators have a lot of work to do to bring justice, and I know a lot of people are waiting for this.
We appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. You have heard it right here on Fox 61. We're live with the chief this morning. Lauren Zenzi, Fox 61 News.